Om. 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 Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhetamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Sachidanandarupaya Vishwotpatyadihetave Tapatre Vinashaya Sri Krishnaya Vayam Namaha. Nigamakalvadarorgalitam phalam Shukamukadamrutadravasam Pibata Bhagavatam Rasamalayam Muhuraho Rasika Bhuvibhavukaha Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Yonta Pravishya Mama Vachamimam Prasuptam Sanjeevayatyakhila Shakti Dharasvadhamna Anyanscha Hastacharana Shravanatvagadin Pranan Namo Bhagavate Purushaya Tubhyam Samasta Devatabhyo Rishibhyo Munibhyo Gurubhyo Namaha. Srimad Bhagavad Mahapurana Acharyebhyo Asmat Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Samasta Devatabhyo Namaha. Om Shri Vedavyasaya Shukadevaya Sudha Mahamunaya Namaha. Om Samasta Gurunam Devatanam Anugrahena Upanishadukta Brahmatmaikya Bodhasya Purane Idyasukta Bhagavad Bhagavat Darshananubhava Praptyartham Vishwashanti Vishwakalyanaartham Sanatana Dharmasya Punaruthana Punarjagarana Vishwavyaptyartham Tatkruta Sadhaka Samstavaganam Samasta Shaktinam Avaptyartham Vignashatru Nirmala Dwara Digvijaya Praptyartham Asmakam Sadhaka Bhaktanam Ayurarogeshwarya Kshema Stairya Dhairyadi Praptyartham Srimad Bhagavata Mahapurana Shastrasya Dashamaskandasya Dvadashaskandasya Parayanam Adhyanam Vayam Sarve Karishyamahe. Friends, in our today's Bhagavatam study, let us continue what is Uddhavaji's message of Lord Krishna, not only to the Nanda Yashoda, but to all of us. It includes Bhagavan's Prema Sandesha, Bhagavan's Karuna Sandesha, Bhagavan's Anugraha Sandesha, Bhagavan's Pratignya Sandesha. Along with that, Bhagavan's Tattva Jnana Rupi Sandesha also is there, which is though tougher but very essential and the ultimate. We who live at the level of Dehendriya Mana, to have the prema of the Mana, perception of the Indriyas, contact at the level of body, appear to be more substantial, tangible, Sukharupa. Tattva Vicharana, Tattva Chintana. Seeing the Lord from Tattva standpoint, thus able to see the Lord not only everywhere but also in our own heart, our own self. Seems to be very tough, very difficult. And true, it is tough. But then, this is ultimate from the goal standpoint also, and this is the ultimate, having reached which alone the redemption will be there of all sorts of dukkha bandha created out of every dvandva or dvaita. So we have to accept it. It is only question of acceptance and trying to digest and live for some days. Then the habit of seeing the Lord as the subtle self beyond, behind everything gets developed. And when we that way, like the great Advaita Jnanis, Brahmanishta Purushas, at least intellectually also, try to see the world from that standpoint. Many bandhana dukkha which we experience unnecessarily, all avoidable ones, at the level of Dvaita, that can be foregone or we can transcend them. So even that Sandesha also, Bhagavan Krishna ka Sri Uddhavji brings. So that portion we will see today. Let us chant from mantra Pura Pado. ओम श्री कृष्ण परब्रह्मणे नमः। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराणम दशम स्कंधः पूर्वार्धः अथ षट्चत्वारिंशोऽध्यायः 46 चैप्टर 30th onwards। श्री उद्धव उवाच श्री शुक उवाच श्री उद्धव उवाच युवां श्लाघ्यतमौ नूनं देहिनामिह मानद नारायणे अखिलगुरौ यत्कृतामतिरीदृशी हेतो हि विश्वस्य च बीजयोनि रामो मुकुन्दः पुरुषः प्रधानम् अन्वीयभूतेषु विलक्षणस्य ज्ञानस्य चेशात इमौ पुराणौ यस्मिन् जनः प्राणवियोगकाले क्षणं समावेश्य मनो विशुद्धं निर्हृत्य कर्माशयमाशु याति परां गतिं ब्रह्ममयोर्कवर्णः तस्मिन् भवन्तामखिलात्महेतौ नारायणे कारणमर्त्यमूर्तौ भावं विधत्तां नितरां महात्मन् किं वावशिष्टं युवयोः सुकृत्यम् आगमिष्यत्य दीर्घेण कालेन व्रजमच्युतः प्रियं विधास्यते पित्रोः भगवान् सात्वतां पदेः हत्वा कंसं रङ्गमध्ये प्रतीपं सर्वसात्वतां यदा वः समागत्य कृष्णः सत्यं करोति ततो मा खिद्यतां महाभागौ द्रक्ष्यतः कृष्णमन्तिके अन्तर्हृदि स भूतानाम् आस्ते ज्योतिर्वैधसि न ह्यस्यास्ति प्रियः कश्चितो न प्रियो नास्त्यमानिनः नोत्तमो नाधमो वापि समानोऽस्यासमोऽपि वा न माता न पिता तस्य न भार्या न सुतादयः नात्मीयो न परश्चापि न देहो जन्म एव च न चास्य कर्म वा लोके सदसन्मिश्रयोनिषु क्रीडार्थः सोऽत्र साधूनां परित्राणाय कल्पते सत्वं रजस्तमैति भजते निर्गुणो गुणान् क्रीडन्नतीतोऽत्र गुणैः सृजत्यवतिहन्त्यजः यथा भ्रमरिका दृष्ट्या भ्राम्यतीव महीयते चित्ते कर्तरि तत्रात्मा कर्तेवाहं धिया स्मृतः युवयोरेव नैवायम् आत्मजो भगवान् हरिः सर्वेषाम् आत्मजो ह्यात्मा पिता माता स ईश्वरः दृष्टं श्रुतं भूतभवद्भविष्यतु स्तास्नुश्चरिष्णुर्महदल्भगं च विनाच्युताद्वस्तुतरां न वाच्यं स एव सर्वं परमार्थभूतः एवं निशासा ब्रुवतोर्व्यतीता नन्दस्य कृष्णानुचरस्य राजन् गोप्य समुत्थाय निरूप्य दीपान् वास्तून् समभ्यर्च्य दधीन्यमन्थन् तादीपदीप्तैर्मणिभिर्विरेजो रज्जोर्विकर्षद्भुजकङ्कणस्रजः चलन्नितम्बस्तनहारकुण्डल त्रिशत्कपोलारुणकुङ्कुमाननाः उद्गायते नामरविन्दलोचनं व्रजाङ्गनानां द्युमस्पृशध्वनिः दध्नश्च निर्मन्थनशब्दमिश्रितः निरस्यते येन दिशाममङ्गलं भगवत्युदिते सूर्ये नन्दद्वारिव्रजौकसः दृष्ट्वा रथं शातकौम्भं कस्यायमिति चाब्रुवन् अक्रूरः आगतः किं वा यः कंसस्यार्थसाधकः येन नीतो मधुपुरीं कृष्णः कमललोचनः किं साधयिष्यत्यस्माभिः भर्तुः प्रीतस्य निष्कृतिम् इति स्त्रीणां वदन्तीनाम् उद्धवोगात् कृताह्निकः इति श्रीमद्भागवते महापुराणे पारमहंस्यां संहितायां दशमस्कन्धे पूर्वार्धे नन्दशोक अपनयनं नाम षट्चत्वारिंशोऽध्यायः। ओम शांति शांति शांति। Friends, yesterday we tried to see in this Sandesha sent by Krishna through Uddhava to Nanda Yashoda, every sentence is a Mahavakya to be bodily, literally lifted, understood and practiced. Not only by Nanda Yashoda, but by all of us also. With some information, we have to change our relativity. With some, we have to change our attitudes. With some, our whole knowledge we have to change. That is how these Maha Mantras, Mahavakyas. Yesterday we saw so many of them, 8, 9 of them. In today's topic, Bhagavan Krishna will be glorified as समस्त उपनिषदादि वेदांतादि उक्त शुद्ध ब्रह्म नारायण सृष्टि स्थिति लयकर्ता इत्यादि. For Devaki, Nanda Yashoda, Krishna Balram only are children, so they were in that pure prema and vatsalya. But Krishna is away, therefore their mind was also in the dukkha. That dukkha of the mana can be eliminated only by the jnana of the buddhi. And then abiding in that jnana about Paramatma, about our Swarupa, about the Jagat, externally in the Vyavahara, whatever is dharma indicated by Shastra, that we have to live. This is the path for Jivan Mukti. This is how a Jivan Mukta lives also in this world. So yesterday we saw, nahi asya asti priya kaschito na apriyavaha asti. He has nobody very priya to him. And therefore nobody is an apriya to him. Only when someone is priya, then I say someone is apriya. That is why whoever says somewhere that this is not liked by me, you may have to understand that he has liking for something else. Bhagavan Krishna has toward the things or beings no special liking nor the disliking. It may be you, the Nanda Yashoda, who brought him up. It may be his own original parents, or all these Gopikas. Nor he for the Kamsa or all the Rakshasas he killed the Apriyata. By the cause of Priya, Priya is what? When I myself consider an individual, मेरा अपने अहंकार का अभिमान है, then only whatever is conducive to me, I have liking for them. Non-conducive, I have disliking. So why no asti, no apriyata to Krishna? Because amaninaha. Therefore, very clearly by this Mahavakya, we are told a sadhana to free our mind from dukkha samsara. First, don't have your own abhimana as a specified individuality. Only the two abhimanas we can have. One is dasoham to Lord Krishna, soham with the Krishna Tattva. Any other abhimana will make us like something, dislike something, creating the samsara. Other than not having abhimana, we cannot get rid of ragadvesha. Without priya-priyata, we can never be at peace in our mind. We cannot be mukta from the manakshobha, manaha dukkha. So therefore, abhimana rahityam. How abhimana rahityam? We offer ourselves to Bhagavan. Dekho, it's a very high level of anubhuti. Like example, only example. When I say I am surrendered to Puja Gurudev. If I say so, where am I now an independent entity? When I don't have an independent entity myself, how can I myself then have liking to someone, disliking to someone? No, no. That is how in any office. The people have to work as the servants of government. How can they have liking for some, disliking for some? They cannot afford because they are working for government. That's the only individuality they have there. Don't have any separate abhimana. They can't afford to have any biasness. Imagine if this type of society is made where everyone is Bhagwan's Bhakta and Sevaka, or Dharma ka Bhakta Sevaka, or Desh ka Bhakta hai Sevak hai, then no biasness of liking or disliking to anyone. How beautifully, perfectly, by the synergizing of all the energies and resources, the nation or the humanity can grow. Contrarily, so much of biasness because of I am of this caste or this desha or this language, and we are biased towards some positively, towards other negatively, then all undue adharma is done by us. Between the nations also, so the religious based, the continent based, we all are staying simultaneously on one globe. Bring that oneness. Global human security should be the common agenda of all. From that standpoint, when we come together as synergy, all of us, then we can protect humanity, sustain it, develop their comforts level, and bring that unison, live a very happy life. If not, on any basis you are individualized, you have biasness towards someone as liking, others as disliking, then your behavior will also be according to biasness, not justifiable. This is how the great महावाक्य learned from him. मैं खुद ही मेरा अभिमान नहीं रखता तो मुझे कोई पसंद कोई ना पसंद होने का चांस नहीं. This is how seek and live mukti. That is the beauty of this particular line. Second one, nottamo nadhamo napi समानोस्य असमोपि va. This is another. भगवान से उत्तम कोई नहीं है, अधम कोई नहीं है, समान कोई नहीं है. Like Bhagavan also there is no one. This gives another consolation to us. What is that? Therefore, Bhagavan, whether you worship as Rama or Krishna or Vishnu or Narayana or Shiva or Devi or Ganapati, it is only for the convenience of us. Those rupas, those leelas, those gunagana. Anyone, Lord we choose. He alone is there. Nobody other than him, like if I say I am Rama Bhakta. Full stop. Rama is everything. There is nobody greater than Rama as Shiva, lesser than Rama as Krishna, equal like Rama as Vishnu, or another Rama. Then what about if I am Rama Bhakta, the Krishna and Shiva? They also are expression of Rama for others to worship because they like that expression. It is only Pani, water, Tanni, Neer, Vellam, the different languages to one water only. Therefore, you worship in your way of liking. You yourself also don't get confused in your own mind regarding the Lord whom you worship is great or the other one. There is no other one, my dear. When there is no other one only, how can you say the other is greater or lesser than my chosen God? So too, the other person and his God is, you understand? Like in those, as I told you the other day, Janmashtami days, all Krishna mandiras full of crowd. शिव मंदिर में कोई जाता ही नहीं. No शिव भक्त, शिव पुजारी, शिव मंदिर पुजारी. Oh, nobody is coming to me. Again, when Shivaratri comes, Shivaratri days, whole Shivalayam is full. Krishna Vishnu Bhakti Mandir में विष्णु में कोई जाता नहीं. So what should the pujari think? Same Lord. Here as Shiva, there as Krishna. Here as Krishna, there Shiva, according to their choice. There cannot be two devatas. One can express in any number of forms, any time. This one subtle thing of pure Vedanta, we should be able to catch. See, sun being one, that will be told towards the end today. Is he not reflecting in one, in many buckets with water in different forms? Is it not? Yesterday we cite in Jataiji Stuti. Is not sun appearing as so many? You see, everywhere so. One tan cloth only. देखो, एक बेडशीट बनाया, एक धोती बनाया, एक तौलिया बनाया, एक ने शर्ट बनाया, बना सकते हैं कि नहीं? कर्टन बनाया, टेबल क्लॉथ बनाया. In the same way, Lord remaining as Lord simultaneously can express as Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara and any other devatas. He alone can express as so many and function in the world for the sake of maintaining the world. So from the first shloka, भगवान का कोई प्रिय प्रिय नहीं है, सबके प्रति वो समान है, because he himself has no ego, separate identity with the total. For you and I also don't have any abhimana. Only one abhimana, I'm his dasa. Even there it should not create hatred with other bhaktas. And other abhimana is I am one with Brahman. Second line says, the Lord whom we worship is one without second. Therefore, don't worry your God is lesser than the other, etc. There is only one, even to compare, there is no second. This is what is the another Mahavakya taught to us. In 37, now the 38th is very, very interesting. Na mata, na pita, na tasya, na bharya, na sutadayah, na piyo, na paraschapi, na deho janma evacha. See, Bhagavan, being so sublime, subtler, cannot go through any of these modifications. So, no mother to him, no father to him, no patni or wife or husband, no sutadayaha, no children, no atmiyaha, no very close, pals or the friends or no paraha, nobody separate from him, no dehaha, not even deha, not even janma. That is what is Parabrahma Brahma. All things are appearances. In fact, in the sequence, if you see, it starts from the bottom to the top. Na janmaha, therefore na dehaha, therefore na paraha, therefore na atmiyaha, therefore na suta, therefore na bharya, therefore na pita, na mata. जन्म ही नहीं है तो देह कहाँ से हुआ? देह है तब सब किसी को पर मानते हैं, सब किसी को पर माना तभी यू बिकम मेक somebody as आत्मीय. And he himself has no children of him, not he has a bharya, nor a mata, nor the pita. Interesting. So mata pita are Devaki Vasudeva there, Nanda Yashoda here. Bharya 16,008. Suta Pradyumna Samba Ityadi, who will be born later on. Atmiyaha, the Uddhavas, the Arjunas, the Sudamas, Viduras, all of them. Paraha, all these Dushta Shatrusam, Duryodhanadi, Jarasandhadi, Shishmaladi, Dantavaktaradi, Paundragadi, ये आगे आएंगे, already जो मरे हैं. No, in the absolute truth, all these are not there. Only in relativity they are there. Therefore, accept them as relative, not absolute. Don't give them absolute value. They being relative, they will come one day, they will go another day. They being relative, in that relativity, anything can change anytime. You cannot be certain about it. Mata Pita can leave the body and go. Bharya may also stop loving you. Sutadaya can leave and go. आत्मीय भी छोड़कर जा सकता, धोखा दे सकता, प्रारब्ध ठीक नहीं हो तो जो परा है समय का मौका का फायदा उठा के बदला भी ले सकता है. This all happens in the scheme of व्यावहारिक जगत. Balancing all this, just live relative life relatively, giving that much value only. Don't give it a absolute value. This is a lesson that can be learned from these two Mahavakyas of this shloka. See, everything is important. See, the art of seeing from absolute truth we should have. The stream that ability to standpoint, हमको पहले आना चाहिए. That should be the final. Then keeping that intact in our bosom, heart, in relative world, enjoy. Anything in the relative world is unacceptable, indigestible, immediately go to the absolute standpoint, come out of this misery, which is inevitable at the relative level. Is it not? Go to the absolute. Don't state the relative. Like at the relative level, I call I am Bharatiya. I will come to protect my country, talk for my country. But if this my Bharatiyata makes me hate the other nationals, immediately I have to shift my identity to the humanity because humanity is absolute, the nationality is relative. So too, if I have biasness to the human beings at the cost of the birds and animals, then I have to transcend from the relativity called human identity to the absolute identity called as life. Because life is common in human, animal, plant, birds, even in the living beings and non-living things. There is a gadvada. Even the living life also relative. In absolute sense, the living, non-living both are pure one existence. They are existing, it is existing. In the existence, there are no two things. From the existence standpoint, both of them are same. Is it not? When as one human we have seen, then how can religion, caste, creed, these all can be a criteria to fight? No. There are relative, have their own value, importance, purpose at their own level. Play the game there, not absolutely. Absolutely only one truth is there. If we can learn to look from that our heart, that standpoint, in our heart, we'll never have dukkha in our life because we have ultimate thing as support in which there are no differences, therefore there is no chance of dukkha at all. That is why the Ekameva Dvayam Brahma Drushti is the only one by which all problems created out of relative dualities can go away. That is how Advaita Jnana becomes Mukti for everyone. Anyone without Advaita Jnana is caught up somewhere or the other. The so-called bhaktas also. That's what we saw in earlier sloka. Great bhakta Vishnu. But when the Shiva Bhagavan, Shiva bhaktas come, then he disturbed in the mind. Great Vishnu bhakta, but Shiva ji ko dekh. So to great Shiva bhakta, Vishnu ko dekh. So there also is a problem. Religion or spirituality, which has to give peace, happiness, also can become cause of quarrels if the absolute is not seen. In our Dharma Shastra, absolute is the thing. Vedanta Shastra. Absolute is seen. Therefore, from that standpoint, we see. Therefore, we agree to everyone, we accept everyone. That is the beauty. Only in our this Sanatana Dharma is there. That is what is taught. Therefore, we respect all religions, all people, all nations. Per se, we respect the pure Paramatma permeating in everything. Our drishti is of that level. But at the relative level, where we should be very strong to take action at the relative level when someone tries nonsense. Okay, that should be clear. Now, next one, 39. Nachasya karma valoke sadasan mishrayo nisho. See, Bhagavan has no karma phala to be achieved through karma when he takes avatara in all the yonis. Sadyoni, Asadyoni, Mishra Yoni. Sadyoni is the Devatadi Yoni. Bhagavan when he takes as avatar. Devamana, Simha, they're all in the Deva Yoni, Bhagavan's avatar. Asat means the lower Pashu Yoni. When Bhagavan takes avatara, that is Matsya Kurma Varaha. Mishra Yoni is human, where he comes as Rama or Krishna and Kalki. So they're all Manusha avatars. Mishra Yoni कहते हैं उसको. Asad yoni means lower ones. Sad means higher ones. The Bhagavan took avatar in all the yonis. Devata may be I, Manusya may be I, Pashupashya may be. In all these three, when he comes as avatara, nakta asya karma. He has no karma. So we have seen in our Vijnanamaya Kosha discussion, the karta to get some karma phala does the required karma. Yajnayagadi, Upasanadi, Sevadi. Bhagavan neither a one who seeks anything, ना कर्म फल ही चाहिए उनको एक तरफ. The other side is not a karta. When these two are not there, how can there be a karma? See that in that understanding, I am not a karma phalapekshi, jiva or individual. Therefore, my karmas are not karmas like others' karmas, giving phala to me and bind me with phala. Exactly these things we are studying tomorrow in our description regarding Ishvara. Klesha karma vipaka ashehi aparamrushtaha purusha visheshaha Ishvaraha. Tomorrow's 24th Sutra, Pratama Pada, Patanjali Yoga Darshanam. देखते देखते half of the one pada almost we are seeing. धीरे धीरे हम पढ़ रहे हैं, लेकिन it is giving us new information, new knowledge. Beautiful. So, nachasya karma asti sadasadyoni janmasu. Okay. Then, how is he taking those avatars? Crystal clearly, two reasons are given. Why Bhagavan takes avatara in sadasad janma yoni. Sadasad mishra janma. Sadasad mishra. One, kridartaha. Okay. Second one, sadhunam paritranaya. From his standpoint, kridartham sridati prapancham akilam. From the jiva standpoint, sadhunam paritranaya. See? Paritranaya sadhuna. As a project of that is vinashaya sa dushkrutam. Corollary. Because sadhus are troubled by dushta, therefore the dushkruti's elimination has become inevitable for God to protect the sadhu. Like the body is sadhu. In the protection of the sadhu, the body, the dushkriti, the bacteria, fungus, virus, we eliminate through antibiotics and medicines. Because the uttama upaya, the uttama instrument or parikaram for the sadhaka who is in this deha. So he needs it. So those those antigens or those bacteria should not disturb it. Therefore, they deserve to be eliminated. He himself, the jiva owning this body, when he himself discovers his true self, then his body has no value, so he can give it to anything. He leave the body, let it become eatable to someone. I am not interested in that. Hmm? Mhm. So, uh, this is how mm, how important is this through Mahavakyas also. For Kridartham, for the protection of the good, inevitably you will have to eliminate the bad. Bhagavan takes the avatara. Sadhunam paritranaya kalpate. So about the deha we were saying. In the same way, Bhagavan does all this. And when these understandings are given, we should put a full stop to our questioning. Don't get fascination by asking questions. Don't think asking questions is greatness. The more questions you have means the more ignorant, stupid we are. That doesn't mean that you should not inquire. You should know. After certain answer, you stop. So sadhus are those who help others, good people, follow Shastra, live a dharmic life, discovering their own self. They are sadhu. For their Rakshana Bhagavan comes. And because they are troubled by asadu, dushkruti, to eliminate them becomes an inevitable to him. If everybody is sadhu, nobody is dushkruti, why will Bhagavan come and eliminate dushkruti? Why don't you think from that standpoint? Why Lord should kill a Kamsa instead of that? Why should that fellow Kamsa should behave like that? Why can't you ask? Why police stations punish the criminals instead of asking that? Why should there be criminal? Ask this way. Then police station की जरूरत ही नहीं होगी. This is the right thinking. Is it not? And the world is run by sadhus. Sadhu means sadhutva. And it is known to you also heart in heart. You may not accept it loudly for your own arrogance or biasness, but in your own silent secret chambers, you inquire. You will vote for the sadhu only, even a terrorist. Otherwise, why will he take care of his wife, children, and all? Why will he listen to his own misguiding, useless masters? Why he has got the empathy or sympathy to his own colleagues? Even then, he should kill them also if the killing is the way. He will vote for sadhutva in the heart also, in his heart. So this is how we have to put a full stop to sometimes questions here. Bhagavan takes avatara from his standpoint for Krida, from the world standpoint, sadhu erection. So become a sadhu, get protected with the Lord. Other than that, see the tamasha, the Krida of Paramatma. That's it. For that, he comes as Sada, Asad, and Mishrayoni. During that time, he is not an individual karta needing to do a karma to get a karma phala. Therefore, he is not bound. So, Krishnadi, he have no special marks received because he loved the Vrajabhumi Vasins. Nor his gradation falls down because he left them now. He has gone to Mathura and Mathura में इनको अच्छे marks मिल रहे because he is loving them. ऐसा नहीं है. परमात्मा ऐसे अवतार लेते हैं. Okay, this is what is क्रीडार्थः सात्र साधुनां परित्राण. Now, how he takes his avatars? What is that which takes as support? He says Sattvam Rajastama iti. These three are the gunas. Gunan nirguna bhi bhajate. By himself is nirguna, beyond these three gunas. But then himself makes use of these three gunas. Kridan. He plays through three gunas. So, saha atita atra gunaihi. But though he is playing through them, he is not bound by the three gunas. Using these three gunas, Srujati, Avati, Hanti. Srujati creates with Rajoguna expressing as Brahmadeva. Maintains through Sattva expressing as Vishnu. Then dissolves the Jagata taking the help of Tamaguna as Shiva. In all these actions, he is Ajaha. He is always unborn, unmodifiable, unchanging, undying. That principle is there. Like in all of us also. From childhood till this age. Bodily, how many ages or changes we have gone through? Every month, every year, we go on changing. Every moment we change. Momentary change may not be conspicuous, but every 3-4 months, 6 months, you look at your face. खुद को ही पता चलता है अलग बन रहे. Mind wise, how many changes are happening? Intellect wise, how many conceptual changes are happening? But then, right from childhood till now, even though physically, emotionally, intellectually, these many changes have happened, is not the I, the pure I, the inner I, the conscious I, common? Whether I was that time, whether I was a Shaishavavastha, Balyavastha, then Kumaravastha, Kishoravastha, Paugandavastha, Kumaravastha, Yuvavastha, Madhyamavastha, Vruddha, anywhere I am the same. That I is not changing. Not only in this life, any number of shariras I get, The eye is same. The same eye is there in you too, in everyone. Just like in the waking dream we have differences, but in the sleep, everybody's sleep is same. In the same way, in the eye there is no change at all. So it's a proof to say, in fact, that I alone is Paramatma. That I alone is me also. Unnecessarily, I am getting lost in the guna created antakarana, bahya karana. Lord doesn't get identified with them. He uses them. Own car or rented car. Use the rented car, pay it, and full stop. But own car, how much tension? So too, we have owned this dehadi, therefore suffer. The jnanis, they know it is rented, I am tenant, it is given to me for work, I'll do it. In the time of going comes, I'll just go. Important things these are all. So he is nirgunaha, but bhajate gunanu. With each of the guna, he becomes creator, maintainer, dissolver. Okay. Then well, that's what we said now without seeing the shloka is touched here. Yatha भ्रमरिका दृष्ट्या भ्राम्यते इव महीयते चित्ते कर्तरि तत्र आत्मा कर्ता इव अहम धिया स्मृतः. Little very important shloka. If this is understood, we can understand how we create our jiva bhava, that is explained here. Like आप गोल गोल घूम कर खड़े हो गए. अब अंदर के आंख में घुमाव है, but don't you see the earth is घूमिंग? अला तो शांति example. In the same way, chitta is the karta in the presence of conscious self. That the kartrutva of the chitta, when it is superimposed on the akarta Paramatma, a peculiar pseudo entity is born that is called as Jiva, you and I. He will continue suffering the karma and karma phala till he discovers his self to be the akarta. Akartaham avoktaham ahamevaham aveya. This will explain little more when we meet tomorrow. Okay. Sarvam Krishna Arpanam. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Shri Krishna Chandra Bhagavan Ki Jai. Om Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Shri Bhagavata Sharanam Mama. Shri Sadguru Sharanam Mama. Shri Suta Sharanam Mama. Shri Shukadeva Sharanam Mama. Shri Vyasa Sharanam Mama. Shri Narada Sharanam Mama. Shri Kumara Sharanam Mama. Shri Brahma Sharanam Mama. Shri Vishnu Sharanam Mama. Shri Parabrahma Sharanam Mama. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Sharanam Mama. Sharanam Mama. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare. He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare. He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare. He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare. He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Om Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langhayate Girim Yat Krupatamaham Vande Paramananda Madhavam. Swarge Satyeja Kailase Vaikunthe Nasti Ayam Rasaha Atapibantu Sadbhagyaha Mama Munchada Karhichida. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Shri Krishna Parabrahmane Namaha. Before I start class, friends, those who are from Skype, do you see this mic? Is it disturbing you? Earlier it must have disturbed you while seeing me. But now you can feel that Swamiji looks good like a Shankar the Bhagavan with his ornament of a snake. Yeah, somebody was asking, Swami, remove that karke. But if I remove it, then my recording in YouTube sound cannot be clear. I'm not doing these classes in any studio. In my small kutia, I'm seated here, all alone. I make my all these arrangements and go on doing relentlessly. Zero help. So no acoustics, no sound systems, no technical things. Somewhere I begged for this laptop. Another place I begged for this. Those datas gave, so I am doing it. So if I remove it, the sound won't go. So those who are seeing me first time on video like that, it may appear like that. But after some time you feel happy. अरे स्वामी जी को ऐसे देखने को जा like भगवान शिव जी के गले में that सांप होता है. So I can make another mic and all, but the connection problems, all old instruments, anything I touch, it will just be disturbed and then whole I do 6 classes per day. I can't afford to disturb this setup. Even little I do, again to reset it, it takes. I have to call technicians, AO. So that's how I'm happy in doing class. So focus on the sound. Sound is important. That is enough. Okay. Anyway, now not only the 10th skandha, the 12th also we are studying. Rather, in the sequence of our study of Bhagavatam started with Mahatmya and skandha 1, 2, 3, 4. We have come to the 12th. While doing so, suddenly it appeared one day, let us do Parayanam. We did Parayanam of the 11th, which we were studying that time, finished the 12th. When did the 12th one, suddenly हमको लगा 7th को पढ़ो because प्रहलाद चरित. When did 7th, then 8th, 9th. When came to 10th, suddenly it looked, why only chant, start explaining. That's how even the 10th Kavi explanation in the beginning started. It's actually the repetition only but giving lot of joy because a good clear picture of the topics we are catching. But in our continuation, actually we are studying 12th skandha, which has 13 chapters. We are into the third. In the 9th, 10th chapter, the Bhagavatam will be done. Fourth chapter, Mahatma will be there. That also when we study, there will be a Dhanyata Trupti in our life that we have gone through Bhagavatam. How much changes we brought in us, how much deep intense we were in studying, all this is subjective. It's an evolution. It's slowly, life by life, little only, it will happen. That we leave it to Bhagavan with humbleness and prayers. Oh Lord, it is in your hands to make all the conveniences, arrangements for purification of our antakarana, make it such a fit instrument that everything that is studied, heard, grasped of Bhagavatam should be practiced by us. First for our own experience, then we become an example authority for others to talk. That Bhagavata is such a great grantha. It is a giver of mukti through bhakti and jnanam. This we leave it to the Lord and we at our Purushartha level with all our conveniences, inconveniences kept in mind, certainly putting due efforts, little more efforts only, we are trying to do our sadhana. This is how it is happening. Now, the 12th skandha, it is called Ashraya skandha. So, take Ashraya in the Lord, both for bhukti and mukti. Because whether you take or not, He is the one who is the Ashraya. Recognize with the buddhi, feel with the heart, and wholeheartedly, whole intellectually, just take Him as an Ashraya. In that, for any dharmartha kama, follow what he says in Shastras. Moksha Purushartha, take the support of again what is said in Shastra, called a Bhakti Marga and the Jnana Marga, reach out to him. But for everything, he is the Ashraya. मेरो तो गिरधर गोपाल दूसरों न कोई क्योंकि जरूरत नहीं है ही इज फुल ही इज ऑल इन ऑल ये भगवान जो सब कुछ है वो हमारे साथ है और कोई छुटमुट का क्या जरूरत है इज इट नॉट जब हम राम जी के भक्त हैं बाकी की क्या जरूरत है हमको इन दैट वे in that we took up third chapter it has got first second third so many great teachings are there especially the final teachings of Shukadevji to Parikshit for all the three results okay first thing is in general what we have to do second To avoid Kali Yuga, what to do? Third, at the time of death, doing what takes us to moksha, not again Janma Varna Chakkar. That is the topic Bhagavan to gave in 10-15 slokas only, but we are spending weeks together to just be at that point to see that that enters into our heart. Our purpose was this. अब इतने साल महीने सुने आदमी दिमाग में नहीं बैठा तो that effort doesn't go waste, but it indicates how thick-skinned we are, how negligent we are, how extroverted we are, how careless we are regarding the God's teachings. So then become careful, become thin-skinned, become sensitive as well as sensible to the teachings of the Lord. Make that personality. For that also again, we seek Bhagavan's कृपा only. भगवान अनुग्रह करो कि आपके उपदेशों को अति मुख्य रूप से ले ले और तीव्र संवेग से इसका हम साधना करें. That's what is our prayer. And this which is happening, it is changing. We can see, though it is minute, definitely the change in us. At least we are believing that Bhagavat Prapti is the Jivana Lakshya. Bhagavat Smarana is a sadhana for Kali removal, for the Mriyamanaha Purushaha. Those things we are slowly understanding. So let us again chant today. Continue where left yesterday. Om Sri Krishna Parabrahmane Namaha. Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Sri Bhagavata Sharanam Mama. Sri Sadguru Sharanam Mama. Sri Suta Sharanam Mama. All this we have done. Om Sri Krishna Parabrahmane Namaha. Srimad Bhagavata Mahapuranam. Dvadasha Skandha. Abhasascha Nirodhascha. यतश्चाध्यवसीयते स आश्रयः परं ब्रह्म परमात्मेति शब्दते अथ तृतीयोऽध्यायः श्रीशुक उवाच कलौ न राजन् जगतां परं गुरुं त्रिलोकनाथानतपादपङ्कजं प्रायेण मर्त्या भगवन्तमच्युतं यक्ष्यन्ति पाषण्डविभिन्नचेतसः यन्नामधेयं म्रियमाण आतुरः पतन् स्खलन् वा विवशो गृणन् पुमान् विमुक्तकर्मार्गण उत्तमां गतिं प्राप्नोति यक्ष्यन्ति न तं कलौ जनाः पुंसां कलिकृतान् दोषान् द्रव्यदेशात्मसम्भवान् सर्वान् हरति चित्तस्थः भगवान् पुरुषोत्तमः श्रुतः सङ्कीर्तितोऽध्यातः पूजितश्चादृतोऽपि वा नृणां धनोति भगवान् हृत्स्थो जन्मायुता शुभं यथा हेम्निस्थितो वह्निः दुर्वर्णौ हन्ति धातुजम् एवमात्मगतो विष्णुः योगिनाम् अशुभाशयं विद्यातपः प्राणनिरोधमैत्री तीर्थाभिषेकव्रतदानजप्यैः नात्यन्तशुद्धिं लभतेऽन्तरात्मा यथा हृदि स्थे भगवत्यनन्ते तस्मात् सर्वात्मना राजन् हृदि स्थं कुरु केशवं म्रियमाणो ह्यवहितः ततो यासि परां गतिं म्रियमाणैरभिध्येयः भगवान् हरिरीश्वरः आत्मभावं नयत्यङ्ग सर्वात्मा सर्वसम्भवः कलेर्दोषनिधे राजन् अस्ति ह्येको महान् गुणः कीर्तनादेव कृष्णस्य मुक्तसङ्गः परं व्रजेत् कृते यध्यायतो विष्णुं त्रेतायां यजतो मखैः द्वापरे परिचर्यायां कलौ तद्धरिकीर्तनाद् इति श्रीमद्भागवते महापुराणे पारमहंस्यां संहितायां द्वादशस्कन्धे तृतीयोऽध्यायः श्रीशुकदेवोपदेशो नाम तृतीयोऽध्यायः. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So the essence of what we have studied so far is make the Lord established in the heart permanently, give him the chance to remove all the Kali doshas. Remembering that Lord only, leave the Marana, then we reach to the Lord because remembering whatever we leave the life, to that we reach. Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tejatyante kalevaram tam temevaiti kaunteya Sada tadbhava bhavitaha. Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mam anusmara yuddhacha. Vai arvita mano buddhihi mame vaishyasi asamshayam. Abhyasa yoga yuktena chetasa nanyagavina chetasa paramam purusham divyam yati partha anuchintayan. Kavim Puranam Anushasitaram. That beautiful sequence of slokas in the 8th chapter of Gita. Antakale mameva smaran mukta kalevaram yaprayati samadbhavam yati nastyatra samshayaha. This is how the sloka starts. Excellent. So here we are also doing same. Then once we are clear that we have to establish Lord in our heart permanently. Permanent means all deshas, all kalas, all paristhithis. The Lord is there in us. His remembrance is there in us. Him only we are taking shelter and doing whatever He says only, seeing to it that He only functions through us. All these stages will slowly evolve in when with knowledge when we practice. Then how to make the Lord establish in our heart? When will He come and stay there permanently? What are the things we have to do? The four sadhanas we saw. Sutaha, Sankirtitaha, Dhyataha, Pujitaha. Then all these four have to be done with adara. That one way, the meaning of the adara we explained. Yesterday we explained the adara. The second meaning is not only these four, even if these four are not done, have generally the adara to the presence of the Lord everywhere. Thus give credit to Him everywhere. In that way also you are in the remembrance of Lord. Lord is always in you. Then the adara we have explained yesterday in another way that other than these four, what are the other five sadhanas that are there? In Sri Prahaladji's given Navada Bhakti, we took up for our study. In that, we have seen two of them. So, these four, those two, six are over. Three more are there for us to just browse through for the information. By mistake अगर हमको हम भक्त बनकर भगवान को दिल में मिटाने की इच्छा हो जाए तो देखो ऑलरेडी द मटेरियल इज रेडी वी कैन डू इट. So, what are the Navadha Bhaktis? Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnoho, Smaranam. So, these first three are taken by Srutaha, Sankirtitaha, Dhyataha. In the fourth of the Pujitaha, these things are there. Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakhyam, Atmanivedam. What is Pada Sevanam? We have explained yesterday. The Guru Pada Seva, Narayana Pada Seva. You know? That also we explained in two ways. He is own charanaka, stula roop se, upasanas, all that we have to do. The pada seva also means walking in the path which he is walking or showing us. So that yesterday we saw pada sevanam. In fact, padosya vishwabhutani. The whole world is Bhagavan's one pada. Therefore, in that way, in a chamatkarik manner, we can understand the meaning of Pada Seva is Bhagavan's Pada is Jagat. Therefore, Jagat Sevanam is equal to Guru Pada Sevanam. Okay, Padasya Bhava Padaha. So, Guru Pada Seva, Guru Pada Seva. Pada again two meanings, the words as well as the Marga or the path. So, the Pada of the Lord are in the form of Shastra, and that alone is the Pada, the Marga also, in which the Lord continued to stay whenever he is in Avatara. Humko bhi wahi karna. So, all these meanings, when we understand, and any understanding when you start doing practically, then we are sadhakas. That sadhana alone is going to help us, not intellectual knowing. So, Pada Sevanam, we have said. So, Shravanam, Kirtana, Vishnu, Smaranam, Pada Sevanam. Then the fifth one, Archanam. Again, we made the meaning of Archanam also in two ways. Taking the Ashtottaras, Sahasranamas and doing the Archana of the Lord with the Pushpas outside as well as inside, which is a part of Pujitaha, they have explained. Archana also the Rucha. Rucha means mantras. So, Mananat Trayate iti mantram. Mananat Chintanat Abhyasat. We have to add other two. Therefore, Bhagavad Uktis, whether they are in Bhagavatam, they are in Gita, or in the form of Upanishads, they are all the mantras. Mantras are called as Ruchaha. So, though understanding those mantra, living life according to that mantra also is called Rucha Abhyasam is equal to Archanam. Archana is Rucha. Rucha dhatu se Archana hota hai. Rucha is the mantras of the Vedas and all, in which Bhagavan tells us how to live. Therefore, living life according to Vaidika mantras itself also is called Archanam. Apart from Archanam of the Lord, we do with the षोडशोपचार पूज के बाद बीच में जो पुष्प अर्चना पत्र अर्चना अक्षताओं की अर्चना हम करते हैं ना. इनफैक्ट आई टोल्ड यस्टरडे even that also, that names of the Lord we are uttering, and we are offering the flowers, taking the flower, touching the heart, offering at the feet of the Lord. This is not sadhana. That name of the Lord, in that mahima of the Lord, therefore everything belongs to Lord. Therefore, owning the thing belonging to the Lord is cause of my samsara. Therefore, this now I am offering back to the Lord. The ahamta mamata tyaga is called as actually archana. That is the thing taught by all the Rucha mantra only. Because when the Tyaga of Ahanta Mamta alone, the Purna Aham gets expressed as one without second self behind the entire universe. In that only, there is Mukti to me, not from the world. Mukti to me from my own cocooning, because of my own upadhis, feeling myself to be an isolated, separated individuality from the others, from the total world, from the God. These are very sublime Vedantic Vicharana. We have to listen one day or the other. Because they are the ones finally give us moksha. तो हमको अभी मिलने को मौका हो रहा है, सुनो. Then continue listening, continue contemplating. Slowly, that information which was at the first instance was appearing to be going like a bouncer or wide ball. Slowly, it starts coming to our cognition. Then, when we become deep in intellectual analysis of it with Shastriya authority and the logics and examples, we can understand the truth of it. And the truth of all Upanishadic statements is finally established only in experience. For that experience, we have to do sadhana. This is how the whole thing. So the word looks to be simple, archana. Archana in the bhakti is only owing Krishnaya Namah, Kamalanathaya Namah, Vasudevaya Namah, और ओम श्री रामाय नमः रामभद्राय नमः रामचंद्राय नमः और ओम श्री आंजनेय हनुमते नमः महावीराय नमः ओम शिवाय नमः महेश्वराय शंभुक विष्णवे विनायकने नमः और सुमुखाय मेघंताय कपिलाय नमः और भवस्य देवस्य पत्नी सर्वस्य देवस्य नमः ईतः और ओम मित्राय नमः रवये नमः सूर्याय नमः भानुवे नमः. So this is what we do the archana. But the meaning of those mantras to that Lord who has got that meaning as his nature, all that which is his, which I took as mine, I am offering it in the form of these flowers. Like, what did the Bali Chakravarti do to give the 3 feet of land asked by Vamana Bhagavan? He just gave in the waters. Vipraya Prakadavrataya Bhavate Vishnu Sarupaya Veda Pramanya Vide Tripada Dharanin Dasyami. In all the Puranic literature, you can see the Dhara Dattam that is done by the Raja to the Brahmanas, anybody, anything. It is done. Like in today's thing, in the form of check, it is given. In the form of online transactions, it is done. The amount is credited. In the same way, all the amount of our mamata and ahamta, we are crediting to the account of God in the form of this pushpa archana. We are not giving pushpa, please. अरे पुष्प हमेशा भगवान के ही है वो. Through that pushpa. Pushpa means what, कि pushpa and phala means what? Pushpita, final product of a plant. Phala, phalita, final product of a plant. Which plant? Not the neighbor के घर से जो पौधा आ रहा है मेरे घर में, मैं उस फूल को, the plant which I myself brought from the whatever that place you call the garden वो जो बेचते हैं वगैरह, I myself have put in my bagicha and I saw to it that it grew, I protected it. When I did all of that, what that tree did when I do all these works, it gave flower and pushpa and phala. That I am offering to God. मतलब क्या है, सारा कर्म मैं करके कर्म फल आपको दे रहा हूं. मतलब मेरा नामक नहीं है, सब आपका है. इस सत्य को दोबारा अपने अभ्यास के द्वारा अनुभव में लाने के लिए पुष्पों के माध्यम से, पुष्प के फल के समान ही मेरे जीवन के सारे कर्म हैं, उनके फल हैं, और मैं आपके चरण में डाल रहा हूं. Because why I give pushpa and phala to the Lord? If I own it, then I become a bhogi, suffer. I don't want to give it to others. If others take it, I struggle, I suffer. And the reason is what? I have sown that plant or put, etc. But who gave the water? Who gave the earth? Who gave the minerals? Who gave sunlight? For that plant to grow and give fruit and flower, it is Lord only. In me also, who gave me the intellect that this is how the plant is to be planted, this is how it is to be watered and protected. It is God only. Therefore, आध्यात्मिक दृष्टि से everywhere God alone. आदि भौतिक दृष्टि से everywhere God alone. आदि दैविक दृष्टि से it is God alone, because whose presence that flower and fruit came. Because you don't know whether it comes or not. दैव अनुग्रह से हुआ वो. Therefore, where is my role? Nowhere other than being an instrument in his hands. This type of जीवन अभ्यास करने के शुरुआत के लिए through the archana we are told to offer through the flowers everything on which we have mamata, everything which we consider as ahamta. If this is digested and accordingly we do the upasanas, archanas, we truly can see our hearts freed from every kali dosha. And in this world, everywhere anybody, anything doing is by divine grace only. Therefore, we start seeing only two things, either divine play or divinity. Seeing divinity or seeing divine play is moksha. Not seeing these two, we see the jiva, jagadish, jagat beda, and then individualities. Then the mind starts functional, its job of projections. Then the projections lead to the raga dveshas, then entire unwanted samsara. See the Maya? There is a Maya, like one tongue of 1.5 inch. How it binds and rules our entire life of 100 years by making us run behind like a slave to all the eatables. And how many dadas of 80, 90 years old have quarreled with their parpotas of 10 years old just because of chocolate and ice creams, because of their tongue? That the Bahu or Grand Bahu giving to that fellow, not to me. I also like it, I also enjoy it, I also must be given. Just for the 1.5 इंच टंग के लिए, ये माया है. नहीं समझ में आता आराम से, स्वीकृत भी नहीं होता. This is Moha, this is Maya. Very tough. Unless we are years together with faith and desire to understand and prayers to Lord to make us understand. When you study Shastra, तब जाकर हम तो 3 साल से लड़ रहे, झगड़ रहे, इतना कर रहे क्लास में, फिर भी एक तिनका भी आया नहीं समझ में. अब ये भी नहीं किया होता तो अब अपने delusion में we could have continued. Even now we are in delusion. Maybe how many lives we have to be at the feet of the Guru and God and study the Shastras given by them, that all the abhavana, asambhavana, viparita bhavanas are removed and full faith in the Shastra Jnana comes. Then we do sadhana. That sadhana gives us anubhuti. Without sadhana, how can you get anubhav? So all this is not out of topic. These all are most relevant in life. So therefore, in the 5th of the sadhanas of what Prahaladji told, from the bhakti standpoint, Archana is Krishnaya Namaha, Kamalanathaya Namaha. From the Vedic standpoint, Archana is Rucha, means Ved mantron ka arth jo hai, uska जीवन जीना. That's called Archana. In this Archana also, it is not offering flowers, fruits, but to the Lord who's there in that name which we are uttering, who is the cause of me, the karta, the karma, the karma phala. I am offering the karma phala, the karma and the karta to him through this pushparchana. To such an extent that the ego is there very minimal as his instrument to do only his work. That ego, which is only his instrument, works for him, not as his own origin, his own specially claimed identities and the ownership with the upadhi, etc. He has nothing to suffer. See, I tell you example for example's sake. And catch the essence. See, we have the house, children, grandchildren. इतना खुशियाँ सुख मिलते हैं हमको उनसे. Wife and husband, in-laws outside. But all of this is a heavy burden also. Is it not? तो सी ये बरियागी सन्यासी कुछ नहीं है इन कितना आनंद में. Example for example's sake doesn't mean you leave everything and go. Just for the sake of understanding. Same way, I through Archana offer everything to the Lord. Lord only gave me this family to do the duty of taking care of them. More than that, neither I claim anything nor I feel I am a special individual. You are a mukta. The misunderstanding illusions are the bandha karana, not the vyavahara. Vyavahara to chalta रहता है. The understanding, if it is right, there is mukti only. That is how the archanam, the fifth one. So Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnoha, Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam. Then the sixth one is called Vandanam. Okay, this is Bhagavat Vandana. So another important sadhana throughout life. Okay, seeing the Lord in every expression of any Rupa Nama with head bent, we have only one attitude of Vandanam. Never lift the head high in an esteem of arrogance. Sadhana dushti se hum keh. Clear? In your vyavahara, you are a boss, they are subordinate. अरे स्वामी ने कहा वंदनम करो. एवरी सबॉर्डिनेट का पाद पूजा नहीं करना. उनको डंडा मारो. दैट इज व्यवहार. उनको गलत करते हैं तो गिव अरेंजमेंट सैक देम. दैट्स ऑल व्यवहार. अदरवाइज दैट्स अ बिग थिंग. व्यवहारिक माया we never discuss in our classes. There will do in only when we are called for some management seminars and all to satisfy them in their language we talk, knowing that what we speak is absolutely untruth only. In the relative world, in the relative fashion only you have to talk. That all gone now. We are not interested. Even if somebody comes, I tell them, you attend my Upanishad and Bhagavata classes. I will not come to address your youngsters. Already the talks are there, records, sun lo. The many people pay them lakhs of rupees. They'll come and conduct the management seminars. Both of you listen as an entertainment and somehow spend the budget meant for the what do you call them, resource, HR department, money given, spent. You do that all natak. So we can't do all. So in Vyavahara, what is to be done? If you are a boss, if you are a father, if you are a teacher, to take care of the subordinates and through them the office, take care of the children through them the office, agar, take them of the student through them the entire institution. But heart in heart, seeing the Lord everywhere and humbly feeling that sense of ourselves a part of Him, He is big and we are small, only maintain the attitude of Vandana. Again, this Vandanam is Sashtanga Vandanam. See? Urasa, Shirasa, Drushtya, Manasa, Vachasa, Tatha, Padhyam, Karabhyam, Karnabhyam, Pranamoshtanga Muchyate, Pranamoshtanga Maham Karomi. So Urasa, Uru means the thighs, Shirasa means head, Drushtya eyes, Manasa mind, Vachasa speech, Tata Padbhyam to the leg feet, Karabhyam hands, Karnabhyam through the ears. These are all Pranama Ashtang. Means पूरा दंडोत साष्टांग में ये सारे अर्पित होते हैं. Simply all ज्ञानेन्द्रियास, कर्मेंद्रियास, अंतःकरण, which are enlivened by the presence of the Lord, They, out of gratitude, are saluting to the Lord. That's it. That is the meaning of Sashtanga Dandot. That is what our everyday chanted sloka of Dhruvaji. Yaha antaha pravishya mama vacham imam prasuptam sanjeevayati akila shakti dharasvadhamna anyan shasta charana shravana tadadin pranan namo bhagavate purushaya tubhyam. We do that vandana. Vandana is not one time physical bending. है I told you the very types of bandanas are there. The very threatening, frightening bandhana is this type of bandhana. आगे आओ तो टुकड़े करूंगा type, धमकी वाला type, because they can't bend and all. So in this world, in each of the system, each of them have one type or other of the bandhanas. And then Gurudevji, beautiful. He makes us really enjoy that. We can't do a iota of him also. So glorifying our Indian way of Vandanam in this way, Gurudev says. In one part of the country, they shake hand only to check you brought any pistol to shoot me and kill me. The other fellow, they hug and suk see पीछे कुछ छुपाया क्या चोरा भोंकने को 3 बार. In Hinduism, just see my hands are empty. I am here to meet with you, both of us, serve the society and surrender to the God. So the most divine is our Vandana. Vandana. Always in the humble mode of gratitude and salutation. बस इसी में रहो. थोड़ा भी serpent of the ego Kaliya comes. Krishna will have to come and do the Madanam, Damanam. Kaliya Nartana, Kaliya Damana. Why give him trouble to him? है कि नहीं? Please, if you don't do the things what we have to do, Lord will have to come and punish. For that, why should we invite the Lord and trouble him? A bhakta never troubles Lord. Not troubling Lord is only one way. Do whatever he says. Like in a class of 40. Whatever teacher says children do, they are not troubling teacher. If कोई चिल्ला रहा है, कोई सो रहा है, कोई लेट आ रहा है, it's a headache to the child. So to the Lord. We always trouble him in so many ways. Don't do that. So that is the attitude called Vandanam. Nirantaram Vandanam. That's why in all our mantras, Namaha, Namaha. Is it not? Every mantra of this, Namo Namah Shri Guru Padukabhyam. Namo Namaha. Every mantra, Namaha, Namaha. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shankaraya Namaha, Shivaya Namaha. Vandana, Nirantar Namaskara, Vandana, हमसे करवाते. Instead of ourselves doing Vandanam, we seek others to do Vandanam without deserving anything. The attitude is we only do to the Vandana to others. If anybody does Namaskara without a second's delay, pass it on to the Lord only, like Gurudev. When people do Pada Puja to him, he just sits, closes his eyes, he himself disappears. In his place, he brings Lord Shiva or Krishna. All the Vandanams done by the Bhaktas through Puja, they are gone to direct Paramatma only. Gurudev never takes it as an individual. Otherwise, he would never allow Pada Puja. But why he did it? Allowed so that the people maintain that tradition of Guru Upasana, so that the Divya Krupa through the Guru accessibly, receivably reaches to us for our own benefit. And it is a fact also. As much Guru moves and connects the Bhakta or Shishya to God, so much Bhagavat Krupa comes on to the Shishya now, there, through those Upasanas. But he never takes it, immediately pass it on. Is it not? नहीं तो क्या होगा? That Vandana, Svikarana piles up the ego. It piles the ego and everywhere you suffer, then you become Palwan. Like Dhanvan, Gudva, you suffer all. Why should we do this? Enjoy being humble, enjoying ourselves being his servant. In our own Vandana to him. Okay. As a Jiva, he'll have to do Vandana to Ishvara. Ishvara is in the whole world. Siya Ramamaya Sabajagajani Karau Pranama Vandana. See, Vande Mataram Sujalam Sufalam. This Vandanam is a beautiful thing, 6. आज से किसी से भी खुद वंदना नहीं मांगना. Even if somebody do, just pass it on to God. And ourselves, depending on the people in front, outwardly, what top of Vandana we have to do, we do, but heart in heart, seeing the divine presence everywhere, do Vandana to them. छोटे बच्चे हो, मध्य वयस्क हो, हमसे बड़े हो, कुछ भी हो, सब में विराजमान भगवान को पाना हमारा लक्ष्य है. तो मन ही मन सबको वंदना. व्यवहार में जो करना है करो. Don't mix up vyavahara and sadhana and get confused at both places. Sadhana is always in the inner attitude. A part of it is outside wherever it is required. Like when I said, your grandchildren, don't do namaskar outside but feel the respect to the divinity in them. Outside, give one if it is required. But when the guru comes, don't say, हाँ guru को. Guru को तो physically जरूर करना है. But it doesn't mean don't miss in the mind. Not like a mechanical namaskaras. Many do. 90% they do only outer action. Inside वो attitude होता ही नहीं. Even when we are in front of the Lord, do परिक्रमा and दर्शन करके प्रणाम करते हैं, किधर है हमारे अंदर एक भक्त का लक्षण? कहाँ है भगवान के महिमा का रिकग्नाइजेशन? कहाँ सारा क्रेडिट उनको देकर कृतज्ञता रूपी नमस्कार करना? इतना टाइम किसको है भैया? मन तो प्रसाद के ऊपर गयो, मन तो दूसरे काम पे गयो, जल्दी निकलो भाग घर से. We are busy in jumping from one temple to the other, not in doing proper salutation even to one God. Our all pilgrimages are only physical. Parikrama karna, physical, eating prasad, physical, taking the bath in river, physical. There is no mind involved. There is no individuality surrendered there. Rectify all this, and only then all these upasanas or vandanams, phala will come to us. Vandanam is such a beautiful thing, which is an expression of humility loved by the Lord. Lord never likes abhiman. It is very clearly said by all Shastras. Every Rakshasa has become Rakshasa, hating the Lord, hating the world, because of that abhimana only. Then he had to be crushed down by the Lord in the interest of him first, in the interest of the world. Very, very important sutra in Narada Bhakti Sutra we see. What is, in many contexts we saw that Ishwarasya abhimana dveshitvat dainya priyatvacho. Ishvara never loves anybody having abhimana. Whereas if people are having that dainyata, dinata not because we don't have money and all. Dinata that we are lower than the Lord, we are blessed by the Lord, we are always at his service. This type of dainyata, he is loved by the Lord. Then he blesses. Is it not? So let us have that humble, egoless dinata, dainyam to the Lord, showed or explained in the form of vandanam. If you have abhimana, मैं क्यों हूँ नमस्कार करने वाला? Like the every youngster of today's world, don't have any humbleness toward their parents. दुष्ट हो गए, मेरी 95%, 5% गलती से है, ठीक है. Exceptions. No भावना. How many youngsters, कितने साल, decades हो गए होंगे अपने माता पिता के पाँव छुए. Decades have spent. The pratyaksha devatas, mother and father, who have brought up, gave birth, brought up, took care of all needs. See how this outer education minus the spiritual education, making a donkey out of the man, making an arrogant sample like of a individual out of, and expected to be a humble man. Is it? And a fellow who can't do namaskar to mother father, और किसी को कैसे करेगा वो? लाइक ए ग्रेट हिंदुइज्म को छोड़कर दूसरे रिलीजन में गए बंदा वहां कहाँ रहेगा वो? उधर भी और कोई पैसे देते उधर जाएगा वो. अपने माँ बाप को जो नमस्कार नहीं किया तो दूसरों को कैसा करेगा? इसलिए नहीं कर रहा है वो बोलेगा भाई मैं बाप को केयर नहीं करता. इज अ रॉन्ग ट्रेनिंग. द पेरेंट्स हु गेव जन्म वंदनम टू देम. Their parents who gave these parents to us, Vandan. The one, the Lord who gave These parents, those grandparents, to him Vandanam. And the Guru who gave Vidya of every type, Paravidya, Paravidya, दोनों को वंदन. And all the Mitra, क्या कहते हैं, Bandhu Brunda, all of them are adding beauty to my life. Therefore, Vandanam. That day when you really thank that car taxi wala, auto wala, after you got down of it, thank you, brother, and salutation, then you have started doing Vandanam, seeing divine everywhere. Just because you are suited, booted, quoted, now curried, and good money, and he just pulling the taxi, how can you have ego? In him also there is God. That God only brought you there. In earlier life, you might be a millionaire. Next life will be millionaire. You also may be a car driver next life. अरे कौन कब क्या बनता है किसको पता? But divinity remains same. To recognize the divinity, to be blessed by the divinity, to avoid the devil arrogance in us, the only way is vandanam, vandanam, vandanam. Nirantaram Bhagavantu vandanam. वंदना करते जाना लाइफ में. A beautiful thing. आज करो ये. रात को सोने वाले आंख बंद. All whom you hated, fought with, सबको याद करके वंदना करो. You can see the heart become so light. मैं करता हूँ आप सबको जिनको दुखी कर रहा हूँ मैं. So all these classes, closed eyes, vandanam. If it is not such an effective practice, pleasing the Lord, thereby prompting him to bless us, Prahladji would have not given it an importance of one of the Navadha Bhakti. Okay, Vandanam is done. Now Dasyam, Sakhyam, Atmanivedanam, these three are there. Tomorrow we'll little bit study with some examples. Sarvam Krishna Arpanamom, Purnamada Purnamidam, Purnat Purnamudachate, Purnasya Purnamadaya, Purnameva Vashishyate. Om. Shanti 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 Hari Om Sri Guru Bhyo Namaha. बोल श्री कृष्णचंद्र भगवान की जय. ओम भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो प्राणाय अपानाय व्यानाय उदानाय समानाय ब्रह्मणे ब्रह्म मध्य मध्यामृतपान उत्तराभोष्णस्तपाद भूषणाचमन तांबूल नीराजनान. ओम नीलमेघ श्याम नित्यगन मोहन बालगोपाल वेणुगानलोल वेदांत वेद्य नवनीत चोर भक्त जनाधार परमदया वारधि मुक्ति संदायक गीतामृतात् कृष्ण. ॐ तत्र सूर्यो भाति न चन्द्रतारकं नेमा विद्युतो भान्ति कुतोऽयमग्निः तमेव भान्तमनुभाति सर्वं तस्य भाषा सर्वमिदं विभाति. ॐ नारायणाय विद्महे वासुदेवाय तन्नो श्रीमन्मङ्गलं श्री कुरुक्षेत्रनक्षविहारपासारूपाय गीताचार्याय मङ्गलम्. बोल श्री कृष्णचंद्र भगवान की जय. श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराण शास्त्र की जय. श्री वेदव्यास शुकदेव सूतादि श्रीमद् भागवत महापुराण आचार्य की जय. भागवत पुराणांतर्गत समस्त अवतार भक्त साधक योगी जिज्ञासु साधुगण की जय. बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय. सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय. सर्वत्र गोविंद नाम संकीर्तनम गोविंद गोविंद. समस्त श्रोता साधक जिज्ञासु सेवक उपासक मंडल की जय. ओम. Thank you.